Valley Glen, our Dave Gonzalez is in Mobile 2. This is at Whitsett and Victory right now. LAPD SWAT is in a standoff with a man who has barricaded himself inside of this SUV, but we do see the door open now. Just a few minutes ago, they shot tear gas into the vehicle. And actually, is that the vehicle right there? We don't know which one it is, but the suspect at some point, okay, the one you're looking right and inside right now, you can see he put up some cardboard or some sort of, something to block, but you can see SWAT pulling up right now. I don't know if this is a camera, but you can see them on top of the SUV as well. Now, he may be linked to a robbery that happened at this store, but that is not confirmed. So we don't know if it was linked to this 7-Eleven or possibly another robbery, though you can see that it is in an active scene right now. This has been going on for about the last hour, but you see how close SWAT is getting to that suspect, and we don't know if they're armed or not, DeMarco.
Yeah, that's right. The suspect is in the driver's seat there, and this is the first time that we've seen SWAT this close to that vehicle, so it'll be interesting to see if it happens within the next couple of seconds, what they're going to do with this technology that he has in his hand. One of the SWAT members there to see if he is about to attempt to either break that glass or try and do something else. Most of the time they do drop tear gas. Looks like something is going on because you can see the suspect moving there in the front seat. So they're doing something. I don't know if it's a flash or if that suspect is moving, and there are officers or law enforcement on the other side of that vehicle. Again, as we take a look at this suspect who has barricaded himself inside that vehicle just outside of the 7-Eleven there in Valley Glen. But you could see some movement, so I'm not sure if something may have taken place as a result of this technology, or if the suspect is just, acting erratic and just bouncing around and moving around in the front seat of that car. But Suzanne, you're right. There is a SWAT on top of that vehicle. Looks like he may have opened the door. It looked like it at first, but he's doing a lot of movement to be in the front seat of that small SUV.
Yes, and you can see how they're kind of closing in the vehicle right now, rolling forward. So somebody's behind the wheel of the SUV, clearly with SWAT, moving in closer. I don't know if they're trying to break open the window, but
it looks like that's what they're attempting to do, but it's going to be interesting just to see how they do it. I'm sure they don't know what the suspect has. Looks like he's going after the back window.
Oh, there he goes. It's broken open.
Yeah.
And it looked like he was trying to move around some cardboard in the vehicle. But of course, they can only get so close. We don't know if that suspect has a weapon. It's a very serious and dangerous job right now.
You know what, Suzanne, the interesting thing, I wonder if that's a camera at the end of that pole there that he's holding that could possibly tell them, give them that crucial information whether or not the suspect has a gun inside that vehicle, because I'm almost certain they wouldn't be that close if they could tell. It looks like the suspect may have gotten out of the vehicle.
And they're backing up the SUV as well, so they may have seen what they needed to. And you can see the armored vehicle to the left, so there are at least a half dozen officers out there. SWAT members at 437, look at that, around the corner of the 7-Eleven as well. So they don't know whether he is armed or not, but if it's a robbery, clearly, whether they have an actual weapon or they fake it.
Looks like the suspect may be in custody because they're not acting urgent at this moment. I saw someone walk toward the other side of that SWAT truck there on the other side of that SWAT vehicle. So I'm not sure if that suspect may have surrendered and walked over there, but if that suspect was still in the car, they would still be trying to do something. Okay, it looks like the suspect is still in the car. Now the guns are drawn. So let's see what happens. Because it looked like the door was open at first.
Well, once they got a better look with those windows blown out, they could probably see what he was dealing with or what they're dealing with if it's just him and some cardboard.
Or the suspect may be in custody and they're just checking the vehicle to see if there's someone else in there. Because we've seen that where they have to act with precaution before they go to the vehicle. So it looks like they're checking. It looks like that suspect may be out, because I can't imagine that suspect is still in that vehicle and they're walking that calmly around the SUV.
Yeah, so we could be dealing with, they're just double checking, crossing their T's and dotting their I's, making sure everything's clear. It looks like they're walking away. I mean, when they turn their back on a vehicle that is contentious, it's usually the scene is over. So it looks like we may have things wrapped out here.